So as a soccer mom, a baseball, football mom, and a softball mom, I was into sports. You could see that in the video. All three of my kids, all the way from Haley as the oldest, Blake is the middle, and Grant is the youngest, they were all able to play in college, which has been wonderful for them, and it became a big part of their life, so it was a big part of mine. I grew up in a household where my mom had a history of living in public housing, and it was actually substandard public housing back in Boston. So I grew up with a real strong sense of social justice. And so when I explored my opportunities at college, I looked at majors where I could actually give back, where I could be a part of the community and maybe a part of bettering our communities. And so I started my career in city government. And along the path there, I fell in love with affordable housing. Had been working in city government about 10 years, and that's when I came to Jamboree. And Jamboree was a very small company, only 3 people. I came in and I thought to myself, here, I wanted to be city manager. What am I doing here? But I saw that we could really make a difference in a way that would be lasting. We do all types of affordable housing at Jamboree. We do new construction, we do acquisition rehab, we do preservation of previously developed affordable housing. We have done some home ownership in our past. Above that, then we have the mission of what we're doing, and our mission is a little different than other organizations. We develop high quality affordable housing that transforms lives and strengthens communities. And all of our team is very committed to that mission. I could tell you right now, Jamboree has over 20,000 Californians living in their properties. And we have a study through UC Irvine that shows that when affordable housing is developed, it actually lifts property values throughout that community. So what Jamboree is bringing to communities benefits everyone. Again, not just the residents living in that property. I'm sitting here at the Meadows Mobile Home Park in Irvine. This was a project that was purchased because the owner was trying to sell it, and we've been able to keep it as affordable housing. And we're now looking at what is the next phase of this development become, because if you have more needy seniors, maybe there's some type of an affordable assisted living model that could operate here. So anything that's not being met by the marketplace, where we feel we can lean in and help meet those needs, we'll step in and we'll do. Looking at all types of land, reuses of shopping centers, retail centers, schools, churches, and all of the above. So we are looking at expanding and continuing our growth, and it's a very exciting time to be at Jamboree. So I have been extremely fortunate at Jamboree that I have had a board who's committed to our mission above all else. And I have board members who've been on the board for over 20 years.
I met Laura early on in her career. She's a consensus builder who manages to bring people together very well and always thinks about not only the profit side of the business, and also the human interest side of it. Those who need a little bit of help, just a little bit of help, sometimes goes a very long ways.
We're also a unique organization because a third of our board members either live in our properties, they're low income themselves, or they're elected or appointed to represent low income people. So that gives our organization a little different flavor when we look at what developments should we be working on, what type of services should we be implementing, and if there's issues at the properties, how do we address them? Clearly, I just play a small role at Jamboree, but it's really the passion, the experience that the team members bring, and where they want us to grow, where those opportunities are, along with our board members' vision that will take us to the next level. So I've been fortunate to have been married over 30 years. And my husband, Bobby, and I met while we were out dancing at the Red Onion in Palm Desert. And everyone gets a kick out of that. I say it's the old-fashioned way, right? Not on the internet. He has really supported me and supported Jamboree. And so he really was the glue that held us all together. So our oldest, our daughter, Haley, is a teacher, and our middle son is a police officer right here in the city of Anaheim. And our youngest just finished his freshman year of college. I think the diversity that Bobby and I have fostered in our household has helped me in working with other diverse communities. Serving on the CBIA board, I work with a whole variety of developers, consultants, and folks with all different backgrounds, all different political views. So introducing what is affordable housing, what is it about, why is it important, has been a part of what I feel I have brought, because it's that diversity of opinion, diversity in background, diverse views that make CBIA a stronger organization, just like it makes communities stronger when you can embrace the differences. We have a responsibility to continue on, to continue to push and educate folks on how important housing is. I mean, the full spectrum of housing is extremely important, but what we do at Jamboree would not be met by the marketplace if it wasn't for organizations like Jamboree doing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Laura Archuleta to our stage. Laura.
So I think I am what's standing behind you and the after party. So let's get through this. Thank you for the wonderful introduction and allowing me to do such a cool video. I am sure that after seeing that, nobody is going to take me seriously again. Although this induction into this Hall of Fame has my name on it, I believe it is truly Jamboree that is being inducted tonight. For the last 25 years, I've had the honor and the privilege of leading this organization. What started with just a few housing units has grown into thousands, with over 24,000 Californians living in a Jamboree-owned property. And I must just say that here with us tonight, Linda Mandolini's here. She leads Eden. She's also in the Hall of Fame. Between Jamboree and Eden, we have, I'm sure, over 50,000 Californians living in our affordable housing. So kudos to Linda and to this organization recognizing affordable housing leaders and their organizations. The growth at Jamboree could not have been experienced without the commitment of very long-term board members who are committed to Jamboree, as well as affordable housing advocates, of course, our courageous elected officials, our volunteers, our donors, partners, and incredibly hardworking, compassionate, and brilliant staff. As for my part, I have benefited from all of these folks. Many of you who are here tonight. I have, of course, I always get emotional in my speeches, and my team knows that, but I have a very supportive family, and that family is led by my gorgeous husband of over 30 years, Bobby Archuleta. And of course, in supporting roles, Haley, Blake, and Grant, along with our chosen family, my best friends, Carolyn and Eric Hudson. All of us in this room have a relationship with housing. It is where we live, it's where we grow up, it's where we raise our kids. We take care of our parents, we play with our pets, we get better when we're ill, we study while we're in school, and whether we live in a mobile home park, an apartment, attached or detached house, or just a single room in our home, it is where our life begins and we grow. It is the foundation from which the rest of our life grows. For me, this induction represents a slow-moving shift in the home building industry to recognize the importance of a full range of housing developers, hopefully reflecting a better understanding of the benefits achieved in our communities that have a full spectrum of housing choices. Congratulations Congratulations to everyone here involved in developing and building housing. You have assumed an immense responsibility in a very difficult industry. For those of us focusing on the most vulnerable and the needy in our community, it can be especially challenging. But our industries and their impacts are not separate and independent of each other. At CBIA meetings and in other business settings, I am often asked, why is there an increase in the number of homeless? Why do we have so many homeless here in California? What can be done? And in my search for answers, I came across a book entitled Homelessness is a Housing Problem. In this book, researchers test a range of conventional beliefs about what drives the prevalence of homelessness in a given city, including mental illness, drug use, poverty, the weather, generosity and public assistance, and low-income mobility, and find that none of these factors explain why there's such a difference in homeless rates, for example, between Seattle and Chicago. Instead, housing market conditions, such as the cost and availability of rental housing, offer a more convincing explanation. So, the truth is, and we learned yesterday at Leaders to Leaders, right? There's a lot of perceived truths, but the truths, the facts are that homelessness is fundamentally a housing shortage problem. And the need for an increase in housing development is something that we can all agree to in this room. For those of you who might be interested in learning more, Jamboree has actually purchased a few dozen copies of the book. It's available at table number 12 here. For anybody who'd like a copy, we're happy to give those to you. I truly want to thank you for this induction. It's a true honor. I enjoy working with all of you on the market rate side and the affordable side and everywhere in between. And I hope you have a wonderful time at the after party.